There we go. Now we're better. Yeah, I was just about to start the show, and then the day job, my boss gave me a call right as I was about to start the show, and I had to do more work things. We should have sound now, hopefully. And yeah, also had the mute button on. And once again, we have a weird situation where the YouTube comments are not coming through for some reason. Just weird. I don't understand it. But that's okay. Oh, now suddenly, okay, now Rob's comments are coming in. I don't understand any of this. That's okay. Life is confusing and bewildering. But hi! Hi! Oh, let me turn this on as well. I will look more realistic and lifelike now. Ta-da! Welcome! I should change the title of the show, because that's not what we're doing now. There's always going to be something for these live streams. Welcome to this second show of the new year. Yeah, that is why I have the elevator music and the kazoos and the run-up, among other things. Also, it gives me a chance sometimes to get up and rush to the bathroom, which sometimes I've had to do before the show starts. But, yeah, so where are we? Any minute now, Amy will be coming home. Amy is working in the office now on Fridays because her situation changed a little bit. But it will continue to be confusing and mostly in a series of state of flux until such time as we are all well and truly confused. I am going to continue to be working from home on Fridays until further notice, which means I'll continue to do these streams. Yay. The tuner I have here is a rechargeable one from the good folks at Snark. It has a little USB micro port on it, which means that I don't have to have like a bazillion batteries. Of course, I got this just after I bought a bazillion batteries, because then it's funny. And as we know, the three most dangerous words in my world are, it'll be funny. Yeah. So, yes, I have just gotten a verbal or email verification that I will be doing the Sherwood Forest Fair, last 4 weekends of it. So that'll be the last weekend in March and then 3 weekends in April, because March is a 5-weekend month this year, and they're still only going to do 8 weekends total. So they're just shaving one off of, it's going to end the penultimate weekend in April, which is actually good because I probably ought to get some rest. Another week or so, a couple weeks, I'll be going to Kerrville every bloody weekend for 3 weekends, the last 2 weekends in January and the first weekend in February. And then we have Amy and I have our anniversary. And then first weekend in March, I'm driving all the way up to Dallas, Texas to be part of the North Texas Irish Festival. Oh my gosh. It's an entirely fascinating and weird thing. I'm really looking forward to it. It's all kinds of stuff. So let's just get on with the music. The song, of course, that will get me punched in the face at an Irish festival. There we go. I have to remember the rhythm. As I was walking on Kilkenny Mountain, I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. First I drew me pistol and then produced me rapier, saying, give me all your gold, 'cause I'm a big golden retriever. With a boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. I don't know all the words. I don't know all the words to whiskey in the jar. It was many years ago when I first heard the song performed, but somewhere in my memory the lyrics got distorted. Get old. It takes a half an hour, but it never seems to bore us, 'cause no one's listening to the words, we're waiting for the chorus. With a boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. I don't know all the words. I don't know all the words to whiskey in the jar. And now, genuine Irish nonsense. I cannot read my writing. With a boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. I don't know all the words. I don't know all the words to whiskey in the jar. I never thought I'd have the time to give the song its glory, 'cause it takes a half a week to tell a proper Irish story. Ask him, Todd Gallibless. You'd think we'd all be over it, and yet the laddies bring it. Gotta be drunk to write a song like this, and drunker still to sing it. With a boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. I don't know all the words. I don't know all the words to Whiskey in the Jar. With a boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. I don't know all the words. I don't know all the words to Whiskey in the Jar. And for those of you who are old school enough to remember when the world famous Poxy Boggards had a gentleman who was going by Dr. Hieronymus Mudd and singing bass, that was Bob. Bob would inevitably kibitz Whiskey in the Jar when the group was singing it. And because Bob sings in a low tone and it's kind of off to one side, when they were doing boom chakalaka, he would always just kind of go boom chakalaka for no good reason. And that's why I put the boom chakalakas in there, because I remember Bob, I think fondly of Bob. So Bob, this boom shakalaka is for you. And Amy is home. Yay. Kimmy, it was a bit harsh. I'm glad she's home. I'm going to take her out and feed her when we get done here. So, the next song I'm going to do is another one of those songs that sounds familiar but ain't. I wrote this back a couple years ago when I realized that certain words... sometimes writing filk music usually happens because you realize that certain words just sound good to an existing melody, or they're just kind of similar, like... Trebuchet to Yesterday, that just works beautifully, and no one expects it. This one is in keeping with the whole Irish music thing, and this is a song that gets a lot of airplay. Hey, Car, how are you? Benvenidos. Good morning, because it's morning, or like really early morning where you are. Wild Rover gets a lot of airplay. And I realized one Sunday as I was sitting there, yes, that's very true. I'm seeing the comments before they show up in the chat now, so that's how the chat is behaving now. Maybe. I'm like waiting for this comment to show up that Rob made so I can... Oh, the heck with that. I'm gonna see if I can just get goofy with this here. Maybe. Yep, there we go. At the moment, I got impatient with it. So this one, Sunday morning, I wrote this. Change the title there, Matthew. Nope, that's not even the song. Really, I am not at all organized. I think this is just showing me that I'm just not at all coordinated here. And oddly, I'm not actually hungover, but I am behaving in such a way that I should be considering whether I am. I've not been this hungover for many a year, and my walk isn't steady, my vision's unclear. But if I survive this as I've done before, well, I never shall be this hungover no more, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. Will I be this hungover? No, never, no more. When I do this live, I'm gonna ask people to join in on the groan. Even if they don't know the chorus, everyone can groan. Don't recall how I got home, nor where that I went. Wonder why the damn privy is so far from me tent. Now my wallet is empty, my liver is sore, and I never shall be this hungover no more, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I be this this hungover. No, never, no more. Although honestly, even if you don't drink at all, alcohol, if you do not drink enough water at fair, you will wake up with a hangover. It's true. I've lived it. I must treat myself better. I regret what I've done. There must be a less destructive way to have fun. Well, I guess I must hydrate much more than before. Then I never shall be this hungover no more, and it's no, nay, never. Ow, ow, ow. No, may never, no more. Will I be this hungover? No, never, no more. And it's no, nay, never. Don't clap so loud. No, nay, never, no more. Will I be this hungover? No, never, no more. There we go. No Nay Never is one of those songs that got it's a fun little song. It's a fun song. You hear a lot of it in Texas. Weirdly, you don't hear a lot of it in California, the California fairs. Which is interesting just to see how these things drift and migrate and which songbooks people are working out of. Because I think a lot of it is that people are generally working from a particular songbook or one songbook or another. And so that's how that worked out. Oh, that was good. I feel better now. I don't know about you folks, but I feel better. Which is good because, you know, this is the burden of being a Renaissance minstrel, minstrel, minstrel. I pray thee, my Lord, will you hear this song? It took me years to write, but will not take too long. It's based on a sonnet by a man named Kit, and I need a patron, for I long to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel is a noble saga of a wandering knight, and his lady's love keeps him up at night. His son's a lowly squire, schlepping swords. 'Tis a steady job, but he wants to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel, man versus lick. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel, minstrel. 'Tis 100 verses, give or take a few. I'll be writing more in a week or two. I can make it Latin if you like the sound. Set to summit, and I wanna be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. If you do enjoy it, I can sing it there. I get so tired of wandering from fair to fair. If you must return it, take it to the king. He'll just put his name on it and call himself a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel. Alas, my love, you do me wrong, minstrel. There's no good way to end this song, minstrel. They usually fade it out, you see, minstrel. I guess I'll end this gradually, minstrel. The lick, is from Paperback Writer. This is clearly from Paperback Writer. If you're not familiar with the Beatles song Paperback Writer, it is entirely it's a wonderfully frivolous, frothy little song, mostly John, but there's some bits in it that are clearly Paul as well. And the lick burdened me for many years. Those of you who were here when who were watching me when I was getting this started back in, good grief, back in the previous decade, I had a real problem with it. I mean, it's okay. And it was just finding the right pressure to hit all those strings and make it actually roll off. We may have an emoji limit. I don't know. I think it's just, I think it may be part of whatever the chat bot that displays this thing is capable of at any given moment. And Renaissance Minestrone is actually, that's very good, because there's something that I was playing around with, and I had to go look it up because otherwise I was not going to figure it out. But it's like, let me change the screen just so that people don't think I'm still playing that one. But it goes something, but only something like na 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 Batman na 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 Batman. And I could clearly get thrown out of a lot of places playing that. As a side note, anyone who goes looking for the chords to Hey Jude online will find a lot of them that were clearly written by somebody who was on drugs. And not in a therapeutic manner either. In a, oh, that's worrisome manner. This one's gone a little quicker. Partially because I know that my beloved is downstairs awaiting for me. And that we are going to go out and eat soon. Which is good. Because food is a good thing. We like that. Emoji text for the chat gods. Emojis for the chat gods. Press F. No. Yeah, A in the chat or something. I don't know. I rarely have enough people in the chat to actually merit having any kind of chat-based conversation about it, aside from me just reacting to the rest of y'all, and I'm really glad you're here. We will continue, of course, to do this until such time as it seems impractical. Mind you, if we do this until I retire, then suddenly there will be a lot more of these shows. Maybe even at times where many people who have, like, day jobs can actually attend. Well, without y'all here, it would be much harder to justify any of what I'm doing. Any of this at all. Woo! Yay! Yes? When a one-off gag leads to actual historical research, because by golly, now I'm wondering. Teppo, you are a man after my own heart. Our man in Finland, of course. Teppo Leonin, right there. I'm probably saying his name wrong. Leonin. Teppo. I can say Teppo fairly consistently. But even with all of that having been said and done, and by God, there's a lot more that's been said than done around here, we now come to, well, wow, this has gone kind of quick. The last song in the set. Sets tend to be about a half hour. They tend to run about 4:30 to 5 o'clock, unless I'm doing a big McLarge huge. And today, because I have an additional motivation of getting Amy some food, I will be doing that. So, yeah. I started the show with the song I'm using to start the show now, because it covers a lot of territory and explains a lot of things to people real quick in musical term. Emoji just seems to be created for... Yes. Spaces after the typing. So I see we're all working out how this technology works, which means that, of course, next week it'll work in an entirely different way, because technology is weird. I've been doing IT for 30 years. Technology is weird. Very, very weird indeed. But the last song I'm going to do today is the last song that I do in my show. And the more time I spend singing this song, the more I begin to believe my own hype, which is dangerous, because rule number 1 is never believe your own hype. Rule number 2 is never get involved in a land war in Asia. But rule 1, second only to never go up against a Sicilian when death is on the line, is never actually believe your own hype. But people have been calling me this for a while now. I'm just about really beginning to believe it. Oh, Teppo, is there an all-night soup kitchen out there? People say that since I write some songs, I might just be a bard. But writing songs is really fun. It's really not that hard. I call myself the Troubadork. That B word has me jarred. Because while I am not a bard, I've frequently been barred. Sometimes double barred, like a chord. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred, and coming to matters worse from all the bards. I have been barred. Hootenannies will not have me, nor will any open mic. I can play whatever song I please, but nowhere that I like. People want me to pay for my sins, but music should be free. And while I can play wherever I please, no place is pleased with me. Although that's becoming a lie, because I got New Braunfels and Kerrville, Sherwood. This could give a guy delusions of adequacy. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred, and to make the matters worse, from all the bars I have been barred. I may be a humble poetaster, a poet not so good. I just want my songs to come out right like any sane man would. But the people, when they hear my songs, react with low regard, just because they see my music left them emotionally scarred. I have been known to write earworms, so if you hear yourself humming a song that you heard from me somewhere out there, I only have one thing I can say to it. Sorry. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred, and to make the matters worse, from all the bars I have been barred. So my friends, you now all know my tale, take pity on my plight. So let's just want to play our stuff and pray it comes out right. If you see your humble Troubadork, please do not run away, as I stagger through this world searching for somewhere I can play. Like here, in the room known as Away, in the house known as Ororoki, in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas, and in a field in Kerrville, and in a field in New Braunfels, and in a field in Sherwood, and in a field I'm a man who's clearly outstanding in my field. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred, and to make the matters worse, from all the bars, oh yeah. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, and I've been feathered and tarred, and to make the matters worse, from all the bars I have been barred. I don't even know anymore. And so, my friends, with all the enthusiasm, accuracy, and precision of a hyperactive golden Labrador retriever puppy, we careen across the freshly waxed floor of music, heading directly to the expensive china cabinet, which is, of course, the end of yet another successfully executed Tobias the Adequate Troubadork non-commute show. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Without you here, this would be rehearsal. Thank you, each and every one of you, Rob and Kelsner and Cassandra and Teppo and Tony and anyone else who's actually on this thing but not in the chat, because I know you're out there. I can hear you breathing. Maybe. I can imagine I can hear you breathe. If I can actually hear you breathing, technology has gotten a little bit out of hand. We'll do it again next week. I will, of course, be coming back. Support adequacy in our lifetime at The Adequate on Twitter, at The Adequate on patreon.com/theadequate. Theadequate.com is the website. All the stuff's on there and links on there. I want to thank my Patreon patrons. And that, of course, would be, in this case, Rob, Alex, Brian, Lorene, Relly, Kaylee, BK, Teppo, Isaac, Joe, Jen, Kay, Tim, and Christina. Welcome back. Patreon peeps, if you see this, go to patreon.com. Make sure your mailing address is correct, because I'm going to send each and every one of you one of those little leather picks that I showed off in the video. And if you don't know what you're talking about, well, you have to become a Patreon patron to get one. So there it is. It all kind of works out. Also, the guy who makes them is currently moving houses and will not be able to make more until February. So when they're gone for a little while. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be safe. Be sane. Be silly. Fight fire with marshmallows. Be kind. Treat people like people and not like things. Trans rights are human rights. Don't be a jerk. You're not a jerk. We just need to convince other people to not be jerks, too. Y'all have been wonderful to play for. I retain the right to be Tobias the Adequate, and I thank you all for encouraging my behavior. And I'll see you again next time. Take care. Aloha.